What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome. Welcome, one. Welcome, all. We thank you guys. First off, thank you. My name is Jermaine McCrimmon, and you have tuned in to Humanity Unplugged podcast. And we'd like to thank all our listeners from all over, from all 26 to 27 different countries we talk to. You guys are awesome. Those of you who don't know, we go way out. We reach a lot of different people, and we just want to say thank you for that. And we see you guys. We appreciate you guys a lot. I get a little emotional when I see all the work we put in and it reaches all over. Some people might judge their life off money. They might judge their life on what size car or house you may have or may have acquired over time. Um, I judge my life on how many people lives I've touched and how I may have affected my community positively to embrace change. Every man in their life come to a fork in the road where they have to make decisions. And it's very important for you to have a good structure, foundation on making these decisions because you will be judged for your decisions when you long gone from this earth. When your bones are dug up one day, they'll still be looking at the decisions you made. And it's sad. So I tell every Americo man, if you know, you know. If what I just said goes past you and you don't understand what Americo is, that means you need to do some homework. And I hope that you do homework to understand who you are and where you come from and what goes on with you. But we are the source. And I want you to understand a lot of times things are not placed to help us, but more or less is placed to distract us, to break our foundation, to cause us heartache, pain, to divide and conquer our wives, to separate us from our children. And we need to understand how important it is to be relevant in the family orientation, school orientation, the way of life, manners, structure, religion, mental health. It's so important for the man to be there, to be present. A true man working, taking care of his family, and stands for the first original role model that a child needs to see is their parents. It's cool, you know, to have other role models, but I really truly believe, and it's just my opinion, that a kid should have parents to be the immediate role model. And before I go any further, let me again say social media is booming. I thank you guys, and I want to welcome everyone to the show. This is the 128th episode, and it's entitled We Need a Break from the Madness. We need a break from the madness. And today we're going to talk about three different topics, nothing too serious. I'm going to get in and get out and let you enjoy your weekend. I just been so happy and overwhelmed and full of joy to see the numbers that's coming in and everyone's listening from all over. And I thank you guys from Russia to Chile to Vietnam, Colombia, Japan, Iraq, just to name a few, Africa, India, Indonesia. We all over, man. And I just want to say to you guys, Germany, I'm overwhelmed. Bora Bora, Dubai, everywhere. You guys are just hitting it. And I'm just saying thank you. United States representing as well. I mean, it's there. And I'm just saying to you guys, I thank you. I'm not doing this for no clout. I'm not trying to say I'm the man. I'm not. I'm just a vessel. I'm gonna give you this work. And anybody knows that's how I talk. You're gonna get this work. And It's good that we grow. We totally continue to grow. Spirituality is important to see the effery that's coming from our government, police department, in our neighborhoods. It's very, very important. So for all our longtime listeners, we salute you. For our first time listeners coming by, just stopping by for a while, just in general, in passing, we thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you can stay a little while. Check out some episodes. We've been around for 2 years now, and we just gonna keep pushing. So I want to tell you to take off your shoes, relax your feet, get you something cold and refreshing, and let's get into it. So again, I'm your host, Jermaine McCrimmon. And today, I didn't know what to talk about, guys. I say that all the time. I say that all the time because I don't want to give you what you keep hearing through other people. That's cool. That's what they do. I'm not knocking what they do. But I try to give you something that's chewable, that you can get some nutrients from, some information, some positive mental involvement. It's very important that you constantly grow your mental capacity so that way you'll know what's going on. I mean, I could have talked about the new COVID, but it's not hitting like that. It's not that bad. It's out there. New variant is there, but you know, it's not there. And I like giving you stuff before we get there, of course, but it's just not what I want to talk about right now. I just want to talk and give you a minute about three different topics, and I'll be out your way. I promise you. The first one is the ceasefire. I'm only talking about the ceasefire because we're under so much stress, and that's what made me come through this topic. We need a break from the madness. I really wish that NCAA tournament was still playing the March Madness basketball. I wish it really was still out there playing because once that finished, we stuck to listening to what we listening to and they're trying to have us watch with the eyes, and it's Trump. And I really don't want to look at Trump lie and say these things. One minute he's talking about left, next minute he's going right. It's just so he's trying to confuse, and then he get the female up there. You get tired of it. So we're gonna go over this ceasefire because, in all reality, he's focusing on this war after he promised not to have war. He promised that he wouldn't put us in this. He promised things would change, and he promised to make America great again by making videos of him quote saying we should just go over there and take their oil and things like that, or wipe out a whole nationality, a race, and things as such. It is such disturbing news to hear that you want to eradicate or exterminate a nationality because of what they have in the ground, because of what minerals they may have, how much power they may have. It's all right for you to have nuclear warheads and things as such, but this country can't have that. Other countries can have it, but they can't have it. Other countries can protect their ground and protect their nationality, their existence on life, but they can't. And we're going through all this because of what nationality? What are we fighting over? What are we in turmoil? Kids are being drafted left and right to go to war for what? The gas is $5.50 in Virginia, I think. You know, it's extremely high. California is probably $7 a gallon. Like, what are we doing, man? Just this year, eggs was still high. Like, what's going on? We still got kids missing who ain't been home in 10 years. Where they at? When we gonna find out about where these missing children are? The prostitution of kids and the molestation of kids and kids being deported and organs being taken out of these kids and people missing. When are we going to fix the hunger crisis in the United States all over the world? When are we going to take care of the homeless population? Huh? United States is in a bigger debt as it is. What are we doing? We worrying about some country, but yet immigrants getting killed left and right at the borders. Our people are getting thrown out of their homes. Eviction notices at the high. homelessness is still there. And this is not just Trump. It talk about every president that came by ain't changed nothing. Hello. I ain't got it against none of them. But I'm just saying the facts are the facts. But yet we keep focusing on the wrong things. But we want us as American people to keep supporting the trash. Epstein files are still closed. Now Trump's wife want to talk about it and try to get that out. Hello? This been going on for decades, years. These quiet social media cults that's out there are hiding stuff or protecting stuff. They don't want the American people to know. They want us to stay closed-minded. And it's sad that you sit here and you get projected what they want you to see and hear and act on. The blindfolders are up, guys. Take the blindfolders off. Take off the blindfolders. Please look deeper than what's being said to you on the news. Have enough in you to understand what's going on. So many distractions for our kids, music-wise. The underlining messages being sent in the mental mind of our kids, destroying the homes. The grades are bad. They're not going to school. They're cursing more. They're getting high more often. Kids don't know nothing about keeping the house clean or taking care of their self, doing chores. Everybody's locked into cell phones. Every day I see more and more youth being admitted into hospital for mental health. What's going on? Where is the relief? Easter Sunday just passed, and all they talk about is Easter hunting. Kids going to find eggs. No one's talking about the resurrection of Christ. No one's talking about what it means or what it stands for. Yes, in some of the churches, they talk about it, but other than that, social media doesn't even talk about what it really is. Just to give thanks. How about say grace? What 2000 baby that's born in 2000 know how to say grace before they eat? Or to wipe their mouth or clean the table before they get up from the table, push their chair under the table, take out the garbage, do the dishes. They don't know that. You tell a child to clean the bathroom, you know what they tell you? Can I do that when I come back? No, you could do it before you leave. You ain't going nowhere. Get up early and get it done. American people, I hate to say it, guys, but we lazy. I'm American. So I can't talk about something I'm not part of. Am I statistically a statistic? I'll tell you no. But since I'm in America, I'm part of the issue, or I'm in the statistic some way, somehow. Other countries are outdoing us because they work harder. I'm just saying. You ain't got to like it. A lot of children that go to school and work part-time swear they doing something. Hello, that's been out since the 70s. People have been working 2 jobs since the 60s and 70s. And if you was more obedient sometime and was able to live under the roof of your parents, you might not have to work. Because they'll tell you in a minute, if you just stay in school and keep your grades up, all you got to do is keep your grades up. But no, you want to be grown because you're smelling yourself and you want to be out there. So a lot of times you might have to work to support yourself. Because what parent is taking care of that and allowing you to have people in the house and you want to be grown? Structure has to always be there. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk like this, guys. It's just a lot of things I see that's on my mind and I had to talk about. But we're going to give you all this information and we're going to get out the way. Again, this is Humanity Unplugged podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine McCrimmon. And it's been a while since I talked to you like this. And I want you to know that every now and then it's very overwhelming for me to see and hear So when I see and hear the things I do, it bothers me. And I get the chance to talk to you guys about these issues. And maybe in the comments and emails, you guys can come back to me and tell me what we can do or help or to change the directory of what's going on in our society and in our life. And I'm just saying where, we need a break from this madness. We need a break from the madness and crimes, mental health with the children, police force, the prostitution, Trump, the prices. We need a break. Everyone needs a break. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's listen up to what's going on. All right. Ceasefire, guys. Here we go.
Tonight, President Trump has agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with Iran. The announcement coming on Truth Social just about an hour before the deadline he's set for a whole civilization to die. Now, Iranian state media says talks will be held Friday to finalize a deal. Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo has the latest.
President Trump is backing down from his threats to destroy an entire civilization. Instead, a ceasefire is now underway as the Strait of Hormuz reopens. Posting on Truth Social, President Trump says he will suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for 2 weeks if Iran agrees to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz.
See, everything he wants something in return. Hormuz is where the oil is, guys. He wants access to that oil. Let's not stop pushing that oil through. Y'all could talk about whatever you want to talk about, negotiate whatever you want to talk about, but let's get this oil moving again.
He says the U.S. has received a 10-point proposal from Iran that will serve as the basis for negotiations. In a social media statement of his own, Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs says the Islamic Republic will cease what he called defensive operations, also writing that safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible for 2 weeks. The announcements come after the president had the world on edge all day. On Truth Social Tuesday morning, he delivered his most ominous warning yet, writing, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will." The post drawing sharp criticism from congressional Democrats and even some Republicans.
This is unacceptable, and it comes on top of a president who has already engaged this nation in an unconstitutional war, unilaterally declaring war with Iran and not coming to Congress as our Constitution says.
Reacting to the ceasefire news, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's glad President Trump backed off from his, quote, ridiculous bluster.
So, of course, we're going to have a 2-week ceasefire, which is cool. I think we need it. I think they need to chill out with this destroying and nationality or whole civilization. We need to chill with that. I've heard Trump talk about tear up the bridges, stop the power, blow up the power, cut off the water supply. My man, how you doing that? Why are you even talking like that over some oil? That's how bad it is, yo. It's really, really over this oil. And it's so sad that this is what's going on. And mind you, they all friends. And the Epstein files got something to do with it. Allegedly, you ain't hearing from me. I don't know. I could be all blowing smoke up, but I can put 2 and 2 together, So we got to wait and see if it's possible that we can get past this, or is a World War III going to be extended? Because we're already in World War III. It just ain't got overkill yet. Yes, a few lives have lost on both sides. Absolutely. That's casualties of war. That's part of war. War is needed in certain cases, but in this case, is war needed? Is life loss needed? For people to look past and want to take out a whole nationality or civilization, like, what are we talking about? Is that what's needed? I don't know. You go figure, you check it out. You let me know what you think. I don't think it's needed like that, but hey, Trump feels that we need to step in because it's stopping us from getting enough oil. So they want to step in again and try to bully someone into listening to what need to be done. I don't know. It's not cool. So please share with me. Let me know what you think, guys. What's going on? How do you feel we might can take care of it? I'm going to talk about something that happened in the police department. All right, here we go.
This investigation uncovered a prostitution operation and an alleged plot to dig up dirt on city officials. The woman at the center of it spoke with Fox 4 tonight.
I believe in justice, and I know that the truth will prevail like it always does.
That's Ashley Ketcherside, a convicted prostitute who in 2023 was removed from overseeing sex education at Godley ISD.
And now
A convicted prostitute. Convicted prostitute. This gets real deep, guys, real fast. Listen up. Here we go.
Now, her husband is in legal trouble on prostitution charges, as are Godley's former police chief and former police officer. Fox 4's David Sentendrey live tonight with that interview and the details in this tawdry case. David.
Well, there is a web of expanding allegations involving police officials, prostitution, and a whole lot more.
I have not spoken to them. I don't know what their investigation is or what is going on.
Ashley Ketcherside at the center of an ongoing prostitution conspiracy investigation by the Johnson County District Attorney's Office and Texas DPS. Her husband, Michael Ketcherside, charged with continuous promotion of prostitution. Former Godley Chief of Police, Matthew Cantrell, charged with promoting prostitution. Former Godley police officer, Solomon Omatoya, charged with soliciting prostitution.
So three cops, big boys, and conspiracy with prostitution.
Prostitution. Was there prostitution between you, the former chief of police, and that officer?
Absolutely not.
We'll get back to that momentarily, but first, remember, in 2023, Fox 4 broke news that Ketcherside, a convicted prostitute advertising on escort websites, was volunteering on a Godley ISD committee, which, in part, designed sexual education curriculum. She was later removed from multiple positions within the school district.
I truly cannot believe that we're still dealing with this 3 years later.
Godley ISD trustee Kayla Lane blew the whistle to Fox 4 about that story. We'll circle back to her soon. As for the current criminal investigation, are you active on any escort pages right now?
I'm not.
Court documents accuse Ketcherside and her husband of racketeering, operating an illegal business or scheme to make profit while involving coercion, fraud, or extortion. In defending her husband, she disputes the basis for those claims.
He's a great husband, an amazing father to my 3 kids, and I believe in the justice system.
Investigators searched the Ketcherside's home last month. Court documents reveal they seized Ashley's burner phone and uncovered a large number of prostitution clients, including former Officer Omatoya, who solicited Ashley for sex in exchange for doing yard work and other favors. Omatoya led investigators to former Chief Cantrell. According to the documents, investigators uncovered Godley police officers and their spouses would frequently spend time at Ashley and Michael's residence, where Ashley was reportedly preparing another woman for prostitution. Former Chief Cantrell told investigators Ashley's common rate for sex was roughly $1,000 per hour.
So this girl had a prostitution course. She had a study guide. She had a course you could pay for to become one of the best prostitutions in the area. And she blackballed and blackmailed Godley Police Department to them just so they can bow down and understand what's going on. This is crazy.
supporting details investigators found in her phone.
I feel that two consenting adults should be allowed to do whatever it is that they want to do.
That's how Ashley responded when asked about prostitution, but to be clear, she denies being a prostitute despite 2 previous convictions. She has not been arrested or charged in the current investigation, though the court documents do identify her as a co-defendant. She also wants to point out she's not a victim.
I was absolutely never trafficked.
This case, however, is about more than prostitution claims. Investigators believe the Ketchersides and former Chief Cantrell compiled information using police resources on local city and school district officials and private citizens who they perceived as adversaries. How they may have used that information is unclear.
This is out in Texas, Godley County in Texas. They getting blackballed. They getting prostitution courses. You just come up, pay your fees, sit down. She show you how to get this money. This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. And everyone on the force was coming to the house, talking about it, sitting down, filling out the paperwork. They want to get down and be pimping in uniform and out of uniform, allegedly. This is what they saying. I'm just saying, don't get mad at the messenger. This is what they doing.
No point did you ask this chief of police or anyone within the Godley Police Department to get you records that weren't going through the correct avenues?
Absolutely not.
Solomon Omatoya told investigators his former chief pulled computerized criminal history records of people involved in a civil lawsuit with Ashley Ketcherside, according to court documents. Kayla Lane, the Godley ISD trustee, is alarmed by the alleged conspiracy.
I'm very glad that the district attorney's office has been taking this seriously. And so I have no doubt that there are more people involved.
Prosecutors say more arrests are anticipated, but despite the multiple arrests so far and sworn statements against Ketcherside to law enforcement, she maintains innocence.
I know that the truth will come out.
Michael Ketcherside's bond is $250,000. He is in the Johnson County Jail. As for the former police chief, his bond set at $100,000. And that former officer, Omatoya, he has posted his bond that was $20,000.
So now we got all of them out, you know. Well, not all of them. Montoya is out. The other 2 still is not out, as he just said. So I don't know. You go figure. They doing some big things over there in Godley. Out in Texas, they starting up a course for prostitution. They doing a lot of different things. Allegedly, this is what the girl's saying, and this is not anything that happened yesterday. This was discovered back in 23, but it's coming to light because more information and more eyes is on it. We're gonna turn the page on our next thing we need to talk about, and you know, I just want you to know, guys, I'm just giving you information. You check it out. You let me know what you think. You know, action video, reaction video, whatever you want. This is something that happened today. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Listen up, guys. Listen up to what the sheriff says. The sheriff says some real stuff right here. I don't know that he needed to say this. I don't know if this should have been said. Here we go.
We intentionally ran him over. Don't shoot at cops. You shoot at cops, we're going to run you over. He got run over. He got what he deserved.
It all began with bullets flying in a Porterville neighborhood. This dramatic video showing law enforcement officers running for cover. Tragically, Tulare County Sheriff's Detective Randy Hoppert was shot and killed while serving an eviction order. And then an hours-long standoff taking place before that gunman was spotted wearing tactical gear and moving between houses, and then run over and killed by a Kern County Sheriff's Department Bearcat. Eyewitness News reporter Leanne Suter following this story for us tonight. Leanne.
Mark, that violent and deadly scene unfolding in the middle of a quiet neighborhood this morning. It all began with what was supposed to be a civil eviction order. It ended in the deaths of that deputy and his killer.
So the sheriff went there to give an eviction notice to kick somebody out. Homeboy stood there waiting on them, full armor gear, gun and all that. He going to war. He getting evicted. and he want to kill everybody because he want to stay in somebody else's property illegally. So the sheriff come there to hand the eviction, and he loses his life. Listen up.
A barrage of bullets and a deadly gun battle with a heavily armed man claims the life of a Tulare County Sheriff's deputy.
Or advise him to put down the gun and stay inside his residence. Shots fired, shots fired. Officer down. Take cover. Barricaded. Shots fired, shots fired. Officer down. No shots fired by the suspect.
After an hours-long standoff and repeated shootouts, the gunman finally taken down.
One of the Bearcats ran over him and killed him. We intentionally ran him over. Don't shoot at cops. You shoot at cops, we're going to run you over.
So I don't know if that was cool to say. I understand his frustration. I understand he lost one of his own. I understand that child will never have a father. This happens all the time. I'm just being real with you. There's plenty of kids don't have their parents or get murdered, and no retaliation. Nothing happens to the people that conducts this crime. This man had a breakdown, obviously. His mental capacity was not there, obviously. Yes, he shot and hurt someone. Yes, this man that he hurt was in a uniform. I understand. I'm just saying, should have that been said on the air? But better yet, why worry about what he said when Trump said he want to eradicate a whole civilization, right? Trump wants to eradicate a whole civilization. So they're not going to do nothing about this guy.
He got run over. He got what he deserved.
The sheriff says 35-year-old Randy Hoppert, a 6-year veteran of the department, was shot and killed as detectives were serving an eviction notice at a home in Porterville between Bakersfield and Fresno. Investigators say the suspect, 59-year-old David Morales, was expecting law enforcement to arrive for the eviction and was lying in wait.
They were immediately met by a subject with a rifle. Gunfire immediately exchanged between the officers and our suspect.
The sheriff says Morales was armed with a high-powered rifle, the violent gun battle continuing throughout the day as negotiators tried every tactic to get him to give up.
Basically, he said he's going down in a blaze of glory and he ain't going down peacefully. He made that very well known.
He says when Morales finally left the home dressed in tactical gear and camouflage, hiding in neighbors' yards and firing at armored vehicles, the decision was made to run him over. Deputy Hoppert died at the hospital, leaving a department and his family devastated, all due to the actions of one man.
He created this, and we have a 4-month-old baby that will never know his or her father. This is senseless.
Hoppert's death is the first line of duty death for that department in nearly 20 years. Governor Newsom says that the state's flags will be flown at half staff in his honor.
You know, that's sad. My prayers go out to his family, to both of their families, the man that lost his life and to the cop that lost his life. You don't know what somebody's going through. You have no idea what's going on in people's lives. In conclusion, guys, you never know when your last day is that day. Make it count. When you get up in the morning, make it count. Meaning, talk to your loved ones. Tell your child you love them. Tell your wife you miss her. Give her a hug and kiss. Make them feel special, because you never know when God calls your number. In conclusion, guys, God bless. Protect yourself at all times. We need a break from the madness. We need a break. I'm your host, Jermaine McCrimmon. Thank you for listening. Peace.